Welcome back to another episode of Meme Wars here on Lions of Liberty. If you're watching the video, you should be watching the video. If you're just listening to this, you're missing out. So be sure to watch on YouTube or Rumble or Twitter or wherever else we're streaming. Brian looks like he's literally on the edge of death, and Rico is out, walking in the nice Cleveland outdoors.
I wouldn't say it's nice, Odie, but it's
see
it's
the overcast chemical clouds. Yeah, it looks good.
Still smells like Cleveland.
It does.
And we already established, by the way, we weren't live streaming, which was ridiculous of us. We established that Rico has to walk his dog because he can't jerk it off because it's been neutered, which the vet should have told you in advance.
Well, I've been putting out Craigslist ads. Like, if your dog needs a jerk off, just give me a call. And every time I go to someone's house, it's some guys with a dick in a popcorn bag. It's not what I'm signing up for. It's outrageous.
I just want to jerk your dog off, not you.
Sir, you coming to the door in a dog mask is not the same as me jerking your dog
that's
off.
Disgusting. Come on.
I'm very popular at furry conventions, so my rate's going up and up. Sorry,
Odie, that was hilarious. Sir, that's disgusting. Now let me jerk your dog off.
That's the title of an episode right there.
Yeah. Sir, that's disgusting. That should be the title of the show. Oh, yeah, I am on death's door. It's horrible. I went out. Well, I went to speaking of jerking dogs off, I went to Great Wolf Lodge, which is like the indoor water park where you try not to get caught looking at 17-year-olds' boobs, and had fun walking around there, doing the slides with the kids. But my wife got me cask strength whiskey. She's like, "Do you want me to get you some whiskey for the trip?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I drank some the night before. After the first episode podcast, I was drinking it then, and woke up the next day, and I was like, "Holy shit, what a hangover! Unbelievable!" And I was like, "All right, it's probably the cask strength. I'm gonna be wiser about drinking this." So the next day, I am wiser about drinking it, and go to bed at like 9:30. Sure as shit, wake up, horrible hangover. Cask strength has got me again. Got rid of it, going down water slides and shit. But then,
what does that even mean? Cask strength, like
it's like a higher alcohol percentage. So in the cask, like they usually add a little bit of water to whiskey, like water it down slightly after they cut the cask.
Mm-hmm.
So cask strength is straight from the tap, mother's milk, and it's like 56% alcohol. And usually your bourbon's like 48 to whatever.
So basically moonshine, essentially.
Yeah, moonshine. So it didn't feel great. Went down the water slides, felt better. Got home, exhausted. And my wife's like, "Oh, we're going out tonight with our friends." And I'm like, "You fucking piece of shit." Like, I've been running around with these idiot kids all day. And now, so I go out and I'm like, well, there's only one way to deal with this. And it's to drink 4 martinis at dinner, which I did. And
why are you such a fucking idiot, dude?
Oh God.
You know what? They had a great time. I was very entertaining. I entertained myself. And then I woke up today and I was like, "Oh, I might be dead. I think I'm actually dead." Like Mr. Burns, like they take his pulse and it's like 1 heartbeat every 3.5 minutes. That's where I'm at.
You or Joe Biden at the debate? Who was better? Who wore it better?
I think Joe Biden could beat me in a debate right now. I'm not.
Could he beat you at golf?
Yes, the way I've been playing. All right, hold on. Oh wait, I gotta share this. I texted you guys. So the worst thing was I'm brutally hungover. My wife takes my older daughter to gymnastics, and I'm home with the baby, who's usually a psychopath, but she was a little bit better. Although she did sit on my head and jump up and down in her diaper several times, which is not pleasant. Not pleasant. So, but right as I'm just like, "Oh my God, I'm going to kill myself." Someone's at the door, and I'm like, "Oh, my wife's home. Great." Open the door, and who's there? Oh, Jehovah's Witnesses. And I'm like, "Really?"
Is
Really?
that you?
Right now?
It looks like you're following through on a punch to the face of a Jehovah's Witness.
This is the ring cam. My wife, I was like, I told her, she's like, oh my God. And I was like, you should pull up the ring cam. I've never seen her laugh harder in her fucking life than looking at this photo of me. My eyes are closed. I open the door. The Jehovah's Witnesses are preaching to me about their jw.org or whatever website. And I just have my eyes closed. I'm like,
Maybe you should have listened to them. Maybe you're in the state to be like, you know what? I need to make some changes.
They do.
180.
They do. They can smell the booze coming off my body. They're like, this house is the one. They have like the divining rod, like people finding water. And the worst part was
them.
I open the door and it's like a chick, and I'm like, God damn it. And then I'm like, I want to close the door in her face. And then she's like, hold on, my mom's going to tell you. And I look down, and it's like an old lady in a wheelchair. And I'm like, I can't slam the door on this old bat's face. So
now you're a Jehovah's Witness. Congratulations.
I did it. JW.org, guys. That's Lions of Liberty is now forwarding to JW.org. It's like she's like, we have lots of stuff about the scriptures. I'm like, yeah, I know, I know the scriptures. I'll see you later.
No more.
Thank you for your time. But goddamn, yeah, if you're just listening to this, go watch the video and go see the picture of me. Just holy shit!
Oh, there's a video too.
Well, the video's not that great. It's just long of me being like, yeah. All right. Well, I was raised Catholic. I know the things. All right. Bye.
I don't think that's the same thing. Jehovah's Witness is Catholic, but I don't think
we're all going to the same one.
I was like, I just wanted to let them know I knew the scriptures. I was like, yeah, Jimmy Eat World 5:17, which I believe is Rico ducking like a pussy. Walk through that shit, man, like a man.
Why would I want to do that?
Like to make a statement. Fuck trees.
Okay, that's a bold statement.
Humans are better than trees. Rico, walk straight through.
All right, I'll try that next time.
So
I'm doing what's today? Sunday night. I'm doing a podcast with Matt McKinley, which I'm going to air. He's going to air on his Burning Daylight, and I'm going to air it on Monday for Finding Freedom. So we're probably going to talk a lot about the debate, but I at least wanted to get from you two, what the heck did you think? Did you watch it live? Did you just watch clips? Like, what was your immediate takeaway?
Well, I was live tweeting it from the LP account, so any of the LP tweets you saw were mine. My favorite tweet of the night was Trump was talking like how Biden should take a cognitive test, which he should, and I was like, we should have all taken a cognitive test before this debate and after this debate, because we all became more retarded watching this. Like, it was so awful.
It's like Billy Madison, and everyone in this room is now dumber for hearing that.
Well, it's like everything else with Trump. Everything they try to do to him backfires because they're idiots. And so the biggest help to him was them muting his mic and not allowing him to just cut people off and look like an ass. So he just shut up. Yeah. So he just shut up and let Joe Biden talk. And he's like, oh, this is fantastic. What do I need to do? And if he wasn't such an idiot, he could have made some great points, but obviously he doesn't know shit. And he's just, trying to be I don't think he's even a populist now. He just seems like a run-of-the-mill Republican at this point in time. But,
what was funny to me, to your point, like he didn't answer questions. Later in the debate, he started answering questions. Then later in the debate, they're like, well, what are you going to do about childcare expenses? He's like, so anyway, the border. Rapists, murderers are like.
That's such a terrible question, though. It's like, the problem is like, why the fuck is the federal government getting involved in costs for that? What are we going to do? Pay you for that? And then the cost goes up? Like,
agreed.
What does the federal government ever fix a problem by spending money? It's fucking idiotic question, idiotic premise. You're like starting with the leftist premise. So I would be like, just fucking ignore the stupid ass question.
I literally had the exact same comment to, I was watching with a buddy of mine who's open-minded, but definitely on the left side of things. And I said the exact same thing. He's like, why won't they talk about childcare? Because we both have kids. It's expensive. And I'm saying the same thing. I'm like, anything the government gets involved with, like, look at college education, more expensive, gonna make it horrible, gonna make it shittier. I was like, if you want anything, get rid of the regulations. Make childcare, make opening daycare easier.
Yeah.
Do it in your house easier.
Yeah.
So you can just have a
Make
few
it
kids
no
over.
no income taxes on childcare for people who are working in it. Yeah.
Or for anybody.
Or
But-
for anybody. Yeah. Well, yeah,
So
and with
goes-
Trump, he didn't bring up, at least I don't think he did, one of his greatest things that he said recently. That is, I think, a huge thing for independent voters and swinging previous Biden voters over to Trump would be his no tax on tips. How do you
Yeah.
not bring that up? How do you not bring
that's
that up? It's insane. It is maddening watching Trump debate because. Yeah, he just goes back to the same talking points, which I get it. Like he's trying to drive home that narrative, but he can't even defend himself when Joe Biden is outright lying about something that he said, like the Fine People hoax.
Oh, that was so
Trump is
weird.
he's stumbling over his words, like, "Whoa, everyone knows that was debunked. That was debunked. Everyone knows that was debunked." Just say outright. If you watch the full clip, Joe, you will see one sentence before I disavowed the white supremacists. Why can't he say that? It's ridiculous.
Did Joe Biden forget what year it was? Like, why is he was debating like it was 2020. Like half the stuff he said were 2020 talking points again. Like Charlottesville, that was so long ago. And yeah, it was complete garbage.
Did
But
you-
like,
Do you guys? I don't know if you guys watched Married with Children,
course.
but there was a fantastic episode where Kelly is being trained by Al. She's going on a sports trivia show, and so Al's teaching her all these facts, and Bud has to stop him because he's like, "She's full." Do you remember this episode? And he's like, "What are you talking about? She's full." He's like, "Her brain is literally full, and if you tell her one more thing, she forgets an old thing." And then at the end of the episode, the bonus question is who scored 4 touchdowns in one game for Polk High? And she didn't know because she lost a fact. But that was Joe Biden at the presidential. He only has room for so many things, and so they clearly coached him on every question. Just say, "I've never heard so much malarkey in my life."
oh
It's
yeah,
just say
malarkey.
that. Just say that. And
Apparently, he
then,
said the idea 56 times or something like
Yeah.
that, or 36 times. The idea. That Trump would do that. Oh, by the way, hold on. Perfect time for a meme. Hold on, let me share this. Because Jill Biden apparently went up to Joe afterwards and was like, "Joe,
oh
you
my gosh.
did so great. You answered all the questions."
I was gonna play. I can't find it. I was gonna play that, but I got a
Oh,
meme to
it's-
follow that up.
So funny, but the meme I have here is Jill Biden yelling into the microphone and Joe just looking again incoherent. And the comment is Jill Biden yelling, "You got to give him that hawk Todd, spit on that thing." A perfect merger of our current meme cycle of Hawk Todd Girl, who, by the way, signed with United Talent Agency. So that's annoying.
This is another good
I
one
know
just
what
to
she's
follow
gonna
up with
hawk.
that. Basically, the same idea for the meme, but I think this lines up perfectly. It's that famous meme with the blonde lady pointing and the cat over there, scowling. Then you have Jill Biden pointing like a lunatic at the crowd after the debate, and Trump there just smiling. Jill Biden, I think, when you look at why is Joe Biden doing this? Why is he still in there? The Democrats could have found someone else and run their shadow government behind them. Why do they really need Joe Biden? I don't think so. So who is the person who is keeping him propped up there and advocating for him when he's shitting his pants in the corner? And it's got to be Jill Biden, and it's straight up elder abuse, and it's disgusting, man. It's crazy, and it's so much. It's got to be tied to that his family, his brothers, his nieces and nephews, of course, Hunter. They all want to continue to profit off of him. That's as simple. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I saw a funny article because now, the left media was saying, "Oh, there's no problem with Joe Biden. He's very coherent, blah, blah, blah." Just like me today, hungover. And I saw these articles now, they flipped it, right? And the theory, and I agree with this theory, is that they put Joe Biden up here. They did this early debate so that he would expose himself as being not capable, so they could swap somebody else in, right? Which makes perfect sense. But all the media now is turned, and everybody's like, "We got to get him out. We got to get him out." Every article, like over the last 2 days, get him out. But my favorite one was the Daily Beast, and it was like, Jill Biden has got to step up to oust her husband. And I'm like, just suffocate him with a pillow, Jill. Like, that's basically what the article's saying. So,
well, they got a lot of problems with Joe Biden. One, Jill Biden probably doesn't want him to leave. It certainly seems like. And I think a lot of the people in his inner circle probably don't want him to leave because they're so fucking stupid, yet they know, at least, if anyone else comes in, we're not going to have jobs because we're completely fucking incompetent. You know, like Blinken, Sullivan.
You don't think they're going to keep Karine Jean-Pierre on? Come on.
No.
She's incredible.
I don't think so. I don't think she has a clue what day of the week it is.
Well,
but
she'll leave that position and become poet laureate for the United States.
She'll be a teacher at Columbia or something.
Exactly. Trump brought up a pretty good point, like, because he was saying how, Trump had to fire his, generals, and Trump fired so many people, which, I mean, that does speak to maybe you're not picking the best people if you're firing all these people that you're picking for cabinet positions. But he's like, Joe, you haven't fired anybody. Have you fired one person? After the whole Afghanistan debacle, you fired no one. And it's true. Like, it's not like things have been good. Things have been terrible. The border, no one's been fired. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's just sitting back and letting things go to shit.
Yep.
Mayorkas, Merrick Garland. I mean, these guys.
Yeah, Garland. Well, again, I was watching with my buddy who's on the left, and he said the same thing. He's like, yeah, Trump, nobody wants to work for Trump. I'm like, that's because, and again, not to go out of way defending Trump, but it's because Trump said he's going to drain the swamp and then hired all these dickholes who are either incompetent or part of the swamp. John Bolton, for fuck's sake. Of course they don't want to work for him. He hired all the wrong people, which is an indictment for Trump. Well, you shouldn't have fucking done that, but it's like, come on. I hope this time around you'll learn your lesson.
Look at the people outside the swamp that he's hired, and look what happened to them. Look what Flynn, Bannon, Roger Stone. These are people that did not have tie. Or I'm sure they had some, but were kind of outsiders in Washington, and their lives were ruined because they weren't part of the club. So anyone who has any kind of common sense is like, I kind of like my life. I don't want it to be fucking ruined by the shadow government. So that's why he can't get good people to work for him.
Yeah, and by intent, clearly. We have 64 live watchers. For those of you who just joined, I'm unbelievably hungover. So
it's Saturday. What's new?
Brian just noticed that there is a little window in the top corner that tells you people watching live. That's good. So I got one more on the debate, which I think actually aligns pretty well with how Brian's feeling right now. If I could find it.
Classic Odie move.
Odie.
Never. How many times can we do this fucking
It's a picture.
show,
There it is. It's a picture, so it wasn't.
Can't find the
wasn't in my Chrome window. Yeah. You have a very confused looking Joe Biden, who during the debate, there was a period of about 20 minutes where he did not close his mouth.
Yes.
Just stood there slack-jawed, just staring. And it says that they have Biden's goal for the night written in the lower right corner. And it says live, but live. And that's the same goal that Brian has right now. Just live.
Yep,
just got to make it through the day. That's it.
I just need to make it until my kids go down for a nap. That's it. And then I can get a couple hours of sleep and I'll be okay. I'll rally.
Do you remember the best point or the best debate tactic Biden used? And Jordan was watching this part with me. It was hilarious. It was towards the end of Biden's time, and he's like, and by the way, and he just stopped. Do you remember that? He didn't say anything else. I'm like, Jordan, you got to use that in one of your speeches. To close, by the way.
Well, the best one was when he was, I forget what he was talking about, like the deficit or something. And then he starts like, his brain like shorts out and he's like, and COVID and And then you're out of time. You're out of time, President Biden. And Trump's like, well, I don't think he knows what he was talking about. I don't know what he was talking about.
They're like, would you like to respond to that? He's like, to what? No. Well, also, I like that they were talking about climate change. And Joe Biden's like, well, climate change is a big problem for the nation. But I've funded like $50 million to historically black colleges. Like, what? Is that
very carbon neutral.
They're the most carbon neutral people out there.
They actually take carbon out of the air somehow. We don't know. Still studying.
It's why their skin's black. They absorb carbon. Like,
Trust
what
the
fuck? Like, I was like, what is he talking about? Oh, so funny. God,
he's
damn,
right.
Funny. And then
Do you have any more debate? Any more debate memes?
No, but just one comment. The most ridiculous part of the entire debate was when they went back and forth about their golf handicaps. What the fuck?
Yes.
What the fuck? Like, it would if Biden. That's where you know Biden is mentally gone. If Biden wasn't completely deranged, he would have just let Trump talk about his handicap. And be like, "This is so stupid. I'll allow him to do this." Instead, he's like, "Well, I've got a 6 handicap." It's like, shit. What are you doing? Just shut the fuck up. Trump's
I don't think it's him. I don't think that's indicator of him being mentally gone. I think that's indicator of him being a pathological liar. Like Biden can't. Yeah. He just can't let that go. He's always been a liar. Not that Trump's a liar. They're both liars. Of course, they're both liars. I'm not defending either of them. But yeah, he can't. 6 handicap. That's insane. Like, if like anyone's going to hear that, it's like, you are a freaking crazy person. Like,
yeah, I'm Tiger Woods then. But
yeah, exactly.
is it like, I don't know why Trump didn't say this. Well, I guess probably because he golfed just as much as Biden, but it's like Biden said, well, when I was vice president, my handicap got down to 6. It's like, well, is that something you should be bragging about? That
no.
While you were doing a supposedly very important job, you were actually just working on your golf game? Doesn't sound like a brag, but I guess it's public servants.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got one more meme, not debate related, but there's been recently this spike in conservative women conservative influencers who have really nothing to say other than they're just attractive. Yep. And I thought this Babylon Bee thing was pretty good. There's a picture of an attractive blonde girl saying, attractive female saying, wokeness is gay-tarded, instantly becomes world most popular conservative influencer. And this literally just happened with that. I don't know if you follow or if you've seen that that Lily, I don't know her last name, it's Lily something, where she posted a video that there was like I think she had a racist slur in it too. Yeah, but she really there's no actual principles. There's nothing that there's no ideas they're communicating. It's just basically just grabbing onto the coattails of, I'm attractive and men will, like this and retweet it. And then they make a career out of it somehow. Yep. It's just total insanity.
It's ridiculous. She got invited to some big conference. Like, flew her out. It's like, are you fucking kidding? Like, for what? She has nothing to say. Idiotic. I remember I got in a big Twitter fight with some chick. Again, some hot chick in the liberty space. Because all she did was go, communists are stupid. Communism's for fags. And I'm like, all right, cool. What else you got? And she blocked me. But not before I jerked off to her. Yeah, horrible. Ridiculous. It's embarrassing, the grift. It's so easy for conservatives. Like, why are conservatives so desperate for these chicks? And then that same chick, by the way, who had that stupid video that went viral, she's then in a bikini hawking whatever, dickhead beer the Daily Wire sells. Instantly, the next day.
I got it right here.
Do you, Odie?
I do.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
Dad, why would you drink a gay beer like Bud Light when you could be drinking a cool beer that A, looks cool, B, tastes good, and C, is from a company that's not woke? That's hard enough to find these days. So grab you a beer from Ultra Right and let's go have the best 4th of July ever, baby.
Ultra Right beer.
Grab you a beer.
Fucking kidding.
And speak.
She's clearly highly intelligent. This is she's closed the wage gap, guys. She did it.
Is that a
Wait,
real
do-
beer?
Do you think she's a psyop? Like, what is happening here? Or is it just? It's probably is just someone just taking advantage of a market. You know, there's a market demand for it, and just filling the market need. I
She's
guess.
hot. I give her that. She's hot. But it's the desperation from people in the conservative movement is embarrassing. I will share this. Speaking of hot, so as I said, brutally hungover. This being morning sex is the best thing to wake up to unless you're in jail. That's a fact. I remember when my wife and I, before we had children, because once you do that, you don't have sex as much.
And I woke up in jail to some guy.
So I woke up getting fucked by this guy. No, but before we had kids, I remember, I think maybe it really made our relationship. It's when my wife knew she was going to marry me, is I was this hungover, and I rolled over to her, and I went, I want to squirt my hangover into you. And, that was my pickup line, and it worked. And I did it.
You're a charmer.
Yep. How can you say no to all of this?
Be sure to pick up Brian McWilliams' new book coming out in 5 short months. More Martini Than Man, the Brian McWilliams story.
It is the perfect name for my memoir.
Oh, it's clever. I like it.
Oh. Anything else? Are we done here?
I think that's about it.
I have to go sigh heavily in front of my children. And
They know that sigh well. They'll be telling, my dad used to sigh every weekend.
Mommy, Daddy's drunk again. No, he's not. He's hungover. He was drunk last night.
No, usually I'm usually not anywhere close to this bad. It's just holy shit.
It seems like every time I talk to you, you're this bad.
No, Rico, we just
Yeah,
don't
it
talk
seems
that
like-
often
Seems like
because
it.
you're not that interesting.
I don't know. Rico and I might have to plan intervention here. I don't know.
I hope so. And remember, if you do it, you have to come in and yell literally, intervention.
It's the rules.
Yeah, it's the rules.
It'll be a special Lions of Liberty show. It'll be fun.
Well, you
Very
know, the next Libertarians in Living Rooms Drinking Liquor episode could be an intervention.
There you go.
But we'll do it over Zoom, so you can't physically stop me. You'll be like, you have a problem. You'll be like, it'll be like our buddy Matt when we were pledging our fraternity. He just sat there. We're like, you're gonna throw up. You should stop drinking. And he goes, oh yeah. And he fills up a whole pint of beer and just chugs it in everyone's face. It's amazing. He did it like 3 times. Rest in
Good for
peace.
him. Yes.
Yeah.
Sir.
All right. Goodbye.
See ya.